Vaclav Smil, Grand Transitions, How the Modern World Was Made. Are you ready to embark on a thought-provoking journey exploring the tremendous transformation of the modern world? In Grand Transitions, How the Modern World Was Made by Vaclav Smil, you'll gain a deeper understanding of how we got here and the true impact of the major transitions shaping our planet. Learn how China emerged as a global powerhouse, Japan's aging population and crowding megacities, the evolution of agriculture and our diets, and the incredible shift in energy consumption. This book summary encapsulates the delicate balance between progress and struggle, and how the world has been simultaneously positively and negatively influenced by these changes.
A Tale of Global Transitions. A Chinese girl born in 1945 embodies the sweeping transformations of our world. Surviving destitution and famine, she experiences the drastic economic and social changes that alter the lives of her son and grandson in just 2 generations. This story mirrors global shifts. While some parts of the world have advanced dramatically, enjoying better living standards and technological progress, others still confront diverse challenges such as aging populations, antibiotic resistance, and environmental degradation. Both the successes and perilous consequences of our rapidly evolving world deserve in-depth exploration. From the depths of rural China in 1945, a girl is born into a life plagued by poverty. Incredibly, she not only survives the famine that claims the lives of her family and friends, but also goes on to build a life for herself, marry, and have a son. The fast pace of change due to economic reforms brings new opportunities to her family, enriching not only her life but also her son's, who thrives in the emergent electronic manufacturing market. 2 generations later, the girl's grandson enjoys the luxuries of a sports car and international travel, marking an incredible journey from their humble beginnings. This intertwining narrative echoes the profound changes occurring around the world. Rapid transformations resulted from intersecting factors such as population growth, economic shifts, and agricultural innovations. While Europe witnessed advancements in quality of life earlier than China, those in sub-Saharan Africa are still undergoing this transitional period. The past century's progress has indeed brought countless benefits. Our chances of survival have skyrocketed, and technology has evolved to provide information at our fingertips. However, these developments have also come at a cost. Japan and Europe's aging populations pose economic challenges for future generations, antibiotic resistance looms dangerously close, and the environment hangs precariously in the balance, all victims of our accomplishments. The complex ramifications of global change cannot be understated. They have molded our world in astonishing and sometimes alarming ways. As we move forward, we must scrutinize and reflect on the multifaceted consequences of these ongoing transformations. Japan, population decline and megacities. Japan faces a shrinking population and rapid urbanization, offering a glimpse into the future as 45 million people disappear within 50 years. The shift to low fertility rates signifies progress. However, it brings about new challenges for elderly care and economic stability. Megacities like Tokyo further strain resources and the environment, as they host millions of inhabitants with various problems, including overcrowding, high living costs, and sustainability issues. Japan is experiencing a drastic decline in population, losing 45 million people, equivalent to the entire population of Spain, in the next 50 years. This illustrates a global trend of shrinking population growth due to the shift from high to low fertility rates, which marks progress in areas such as reduced infant mortality, higher education, and improved living standards. By 2050, 70% of the world's populations will have a reproduction rate below replacement level, meaning older and smaller populations present new challenges. Japan finds itself at the forefront of this issue, with almost 40% of its population being 65 or older by 2040. Consequently, the burden of healthcare and welfare costs increases, while the number of working-age people decreases. The question arises, how can a country sustain the economy and support the elderly without a robust workforce? Moreover, Japan is witnessing a surge of centenarians, reaching over 400,000 by 2050. However, living past 100 often faces problems of frailty, dementia, and loneliness, affecting the elderly's quality of life. A pressing concern is the number of older people in Japan living and dying alone. Another significant facet of demographic transition in Japan is urbanization. Over the past century, Japanese cities have turned into megacities like Tokyo, home to nearly 40 million people. Such a rapid population concentration raises worrying issues related to high housing costs, overcrowding, and inferior quality of living. The environmental repercussions are also severe, with megacity dwellers consuming 2 or 3 times more resources than village residents. This in-depth look into Japan's population challenges provides a window into the global transformations connected to population change, revealing obstacles that will need to be addressed worldwide. Revolutionizing food production. Did you ever imagine that we'd be enjoying the various dishes our supermarkets offer today back when lumpy oat bread was the go-to meal in 18th century England? It's fascinating how agriculture has transformed over the years, allowing us access to an unimaginable variety of ingredients and international cuisine. Widespread famine and malnutrition are mostly things of the past, with the exception of sub-Saharan Africa, which is still progressing through the agricultural transition. However, this transformation has brought along new challenges. Obesity and unhealthy eating habits have become more prevalent as the average adult body mass index keeps increasing. It's not just about overeating, but also the overproduction of food, especially in wealthy countries, leading to significant food waste and a negative environmental impact. Modern agriculture is responsible for a substantial portion of greenhouse gas emissions and accelerated land use. As we acknowledge the progress made in revolutionizing food production and consumption, we must also recognize the urgent need to address the issues that come with it. The agricultural transition may have reached its zenith, but it's imperative that we reevaluate our consumption habits, reduce food waste, and work towards a more sustainable approach. In the meantime, the energy transition is gaining momentum, opening up new opportunities and challenges for our global community. As we continue to adapt and grow, let's ensure we strike a balance, learning from our agricultural experiences and fostering a more sustainable future. Energy transitions, a patient progress. While the shift from destructive energy sources to more sustainable alternatives seems slow, history reminds us that positive energy transitions take time. Fossil fuels, often demonized, played a vital role in our progress, and innovations in renewable energy promise a better future. Change is coming, but we must be patient and realistic when interpreting statistics and weighing the cogs turning between energy consumption and economic growth. We all have moments of frustration regarding the world's seemingly slow move towards greener, more sustainable energy sources. Yet looking back, we've made undeniably significant strides. For instance, rather than relying on burning wood or dung for heat, which would have aggravated pollution further, we've adapted and adopted fossil fuels. Though not perfect, fossil fuels marked a crucial stepping stone, paving the path to a cleaner future. Historically, energy transitions have taken time. The shift from the manpower of humans and animals into machine-driven efforts, alongside the widespread integration of electrification, affected every corner of society. Patience is a virtue when progressing to a more sustainable future. Renewable energy possibilities and declines in energy intensity provide cause for hope, with impressive improvements in conversion efficiencies across various industries. To illustrate, the latest Boeing airplane model uses 70% less fuel than its 1958 predecessor. Continued innovation is key to enhancing efficiency and propelling us towards a cleaner future. Though change is on the horizon, we must keep our expectations in check. Energy transitions are gradual processes, sometimes taking decades. For example, China's energy intensity did drop by 2/3 between 1990 and 2015. However, this statistic mainly reflects how the country caught up with global standards, and it remains a high consumer of energy. Understanding the intricate relationship between energy consumption and economic growth is essential, reminding us of the complex nature of progress. As we advance, we must appreciate the time it takes for meaningful change to unfold and avoid falling prey to misleading statistics. The hidden cost of progress. As prosperity increases, so does the divide between wealth and poverty, while our consumer habits generate various societal and environmental drawbacks. While economic growth has accelerated since the 19th century, it has also led to consequences like mass consumption, increased mobility, and technology addiction. Each of these aspects comes with its own set of challenges that are important to recognize and address in order to create a more sustainable and fulfilling future. Consider how our ancestors merely aspired to own a chair or multiple cooking pots, while today's consumer society revolves around constantly acquiring more. This shift can be attributed to the significant economic growth experienced since the 19th century. While projections indicate this growth will continue, albeit at a slower pace, it's important to recognize the consequences that come with our progress. One of the most pressing concerns is the growing gap between the rich and poor. Rapid economic growth might bring prosperity to some but leaves others behind, as seen in countries like China with its drastic rise in inequality. In addition, our ever-increasing consumption has raised crucial questions about whether this actually leads to happiness. Despite their wealth, countries like South Korea rank low on the happiness index, falling behind nations with lesser means such as Guatemala. Moreover, the increase in mobility and extensive travel comes at a price, both for individuals and the environment. Long commutes cause stress and misery, while the environmental impact of excessive travel demands our attention. Similarly, modern technology and communications, though offering numerous benefits, have their downsides. Information overload, privacy loss, and the decline of personal interactions are among the negative aspects we must navigate. Lastly, the toll on the environment due to rapid technological advances cannot be ignored. Devices with high energy and material intensities and short lifespans, like smartphones, contribute to environmental degradation as they often end up not recycled. Reflecting on and addressing these concerns allows us to better understand the true cost of progress and work toward a more sustainable and fulfilling future. Humanity's environmental footprint. Contrary to popular belief, human-induced environmental problems have been around long before the Industrial Revolution. Our ancestors burned vegetation and hunted species to extinction, leaving devastating and irreversible changes. While there have been some improvements, such as a plateau in deforestation and increasing protected areas, it is not enough. Human activity has transformed up to 67% of ice-free land, resulting in the loss of wilderness and a decline in animal populations and biodiversity. Balancing the protection of the environment and meeting human needs for future generations is an increasingly difficult challenge that must be urgently addressed. Grand misconceptions may lead many to think that environmental problems began with the advent of the Industrial Revolution. However, history shows otherwise. Humans have been causing serious harm to our planet for centuries, even driving some species to extinction. While it's true that recent efforts led to some progress, such as stable or growing forest sizes in countries like Spain and Canada, the overall situation remains concerning. Protected areas have expanded across the globe, but they are not enough to reverse the damage humanity has inflicted. Our impact on the Earth has been colossal, with devastating and irreversible consequences. A staggering 67% of ice-free land has transformed by human actions, and the untouched wilderness has become a rarity. Even in the remote alpine ravines in the 18th century, Rousseau could not escape human influence. The true tragedies lie in the qualitative changes brought about by human activities. Animal population decline and loss of biodiversity are alarming indicators of the damage we've done. Once species like elephants, tigers, and whales disappear, millions of years would pass before biodiversity could return to previous levels. Addressing environmental problems while maintaining economic growth and preparing for an estimated global population of 10 billion are daunting tasks. Protecting the environment and meeting human needs appear to be at odds, posing a challenging and increasingly difficult conundrum for the world to solve. The magical, messy modern world. The present era is undeniably magical, with significant advancements in technology and quality of life over the last 2 centuries. However, this doesn't come without its challenges, and predictions about the future can often be either overly optimistic or pessimistic. Recognizing the unpredictability of life, we must strive for a balanced perspective and continue making progress without overlooking our reliance on the biosphere. Our world has transformed in ways that can be described as nothing short of magical. The last 2 centuries have witnessed dramatic improvements in life expectancy, increased incomes, diverse food options, and rapid, affordable travel. Moreover, we enjoy unlimited access to free information. While the media often focuses on disasters, it is essential to appreciate these accomplishments. Nevertheless, it is crucial to remember that the past hasn't been entirely positive or negative, and our anticipations for the future should reflect this reality. Many extreme predictions about what lies ahead are often pessimistic and apocalyptic, which history has proven to be largely inaccurate. For instance, in 1968, biologist Paul Ehrlich incorrectly predicted that the next decade would see widespread starvation for hundreds of millions of people. Conversely, we need to avoid being naively optimistic in assuming that improvements will continue indefinitely. The belief that the future will only bring endless progress is short-sighted. Life has always been marked by unforeseen changes and unpredictable shifts. Some posit that technology and innovation will pave the way for a better future, such as futurist Ray Kurzweil, who envisions exponential growth equivalent to 200,000 years of progress in just a century. Similarly, machine intelligence could surpass our own within decades, and some argue that technology will solve all our problems. However, these extraordinary achievements will be meaningless if we neglect our environment. We must always remember that, despite technological breakthroughs, our survival depends on maintaining a healthy biosphere. The future won't be solely about progress or doom, but we must continue to make plans that account for life's inherent unpredictability. Balancing progress and sustainability. The transition towards renewable energy is essential for the environment, but this progress towards a sustainable future will take time and require careful consideration. Around 85% of our primary energy supply depends on fossil fuels, and changing the global system could cost an astounding $30 trillion. To promote equality and protect the environment, we must find ways to let developing nations prosper without causing further environmental harm. This includes experimenting with a variety of solutions and maintaining an open mind, such as being flexible with nuclear power. Ultimately, a proactive but balanced approach will determine the next phase of humanity. As we embark on our journey towards a more sustainable future, renewable energy is one promising aspect that's moving in the right direction. However, we can't ignore the fact that we're still heavily reliant on fossil fuels. Revamping our global energy system and moving away from this dependence will not only be expensive but also time-consuming. When predicting the future, it's best to be cautious, as making accurate long-term forecasts is no easy feat. A few things appear inevitable, such as Africa's population growth and the aging population in numerous other countries. A crucial challenge to tackle is the reduction of inequality while safeguarding the environment, particularly given that 4.5 billion people are still living under unsatisfactory conditions. Ensuring a better quality of life will demand more resources and energy, placing a strain on the environment. For example, if wealthier nations choose to consume less, allowing poorer ones to use more, it still wouldn't suffice. In this intricate scenario, we must rely on our innate ability to adapt. Moving forward, we need to embrace a combination of determination, flexibility, and open-mindedness. Experimenting with multiple solutions is essential, as relying on a single solution might be insufficient. For instance, nuclear power has its place, but treating it as the ultimate fix could be harmful. By adopting a balanced approach, we can make informed decisions across numerous domains. As we gear up for another significant global transition, it's vital that we remain proactive without succumbing to irrational fear. Humanity's next milestone heavily relies upon the choices we make collectively, today.
In conclusion, Grand Transitions, How the Modern World Was Made, reveals the awe-inspiring story of the unprecedented changes shaping our world. From the rapid economic growth and urbanization to advancements in food production and energy consumption, it is a multi-dimensional narrative of progress mixed with challenges. As we navigate the complex world of interdependent transitions, we must strive for a more sustainable balance between development and environmental conservation. There's no one-size-fits-all solution to these global challenges, but through determination and flexibility, we can explore diverse strategies, adapt to new realities, and make responsible choices for the well-being of humanity and the planet we call home.